Stay tuned for today's episode as we clock this TrailFinder 2 motor for better center of gravity. Welcome to another RC in Motion video. Thank you guys for tuning in today's video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you please do subscribe. Hit that bell notification to know whenever I upload a video. We've already installed the transfer case and all the components to get this into a slider version of the RC truck. The stock version of this transmission sits a little too high for our likings, and it causes the center of gravity to shift a little under power. As you can see here, it sits a little above the shock towers, and we have enough gap underneath it to actually clock it. Simply put, clocking the motor is where we take this back plate and we turn it clockwise so that the motor sits lower than the chassis, or the shock towers in this case. This cut here was really not that necessary, as I was able to just fit a nut in that hole and support this shock tower with the screw. On this left side though, we're going to cut it not too close, but enough to where we can leave a space for a full servo. In the front, we are going to cut off this tab here because we're going to rest the motor in between that space we just cut open. As you can see here, I took all my measurements to where the motor would not sit on this cross member in the front, and it'll fit nice and snug. As you can see there, the full-size servo fits, and there was no issue fitting that. Now it did get tricky because here we have it fully clocked, but we did have to change up the spur combination. But you can see there how low it sits compared to stock, and now how well and low that motor is. When I said it was going to be tricky installing the parts, I wasn't joking. I had to figure out in which order to install the parts and if a tool was going to fit behind the transmission in order to tighten them down. So much that you can see here this pinion and spur gear was not working. I was so frustrated, I actually quit that night. As you can see, it is properly meshed, properly clocked, properly adjusted for it to fit well. I did have to change out the spur and the pinion combination and use one that fit well without overheating the motor and ESC combination. Now we're able to install the servo and all the other components that are missing in this build. Because I am running the 3-link kit up front on this truck, I have to install the panhard in order to verify fitment with the brushless motor. So let's go ahead and do that right away. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for when I upload my next video. With the Panhard bar install, you can see that that was one of my main challenges. Not only that, but if you look all the way in the back, you can actually see that it looks like the plate is going to hit my other link in the middle, but actually under full suspension compression, you can see that it clearly does not. If you notice that slight dip on the left side, that is due to improper suspension tune. Now this will be fixed once the spacers on the shock towers are installed and the shocks are properly re-oiled and properly tuned. But you can see here under full compression, it follows along nicely when we compress the left side and the right side, and nothing interferes between the motor and the chassis and link components. Some of you may ask, what are the benefits of clocking your motor? In this case, TrailFinder 2 style R3 transmission and brushless motor combination. Well, the main reason is stability and performance. With a lower center of gravity, you prevent lots of rollovers and you increase performance. You want to keep all of your weight as low as you can to properly crawl over obstacles. As I show here how easy and accessible the plate is from removing and the ease of access, you'll see under full compression, nothing is touching that plate. Here it goes. Perfect. Here's the before and after. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one.